Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Old Man Hitch and this is 20 hours with Stardew Valley. Actually, I have to be honest, it's quite a bit more than 20 hours. You caught me. As of right now, according to Steam, I'm sitting at about 71 hours. But it's a little bit inflated. It's probably 15 to 17 of those hours don't count because, the game won't save unless you sleep. And if you just got to go run some errands and you don't have time to save the game, you just got to leave it running. So I'd estimate probably around 50 hours total, which is more than enough to give you my opinions on it. So here we go. It's very, very good. Now, right now, it has an 89 on Metacritic, which makes it the highest rated PC game of 2016. Higher than The Division, higher than Far Cry Primal, everything else that's been released. You can also play it on Xbox One and 360 if you want. I didn't realize they still made games for 360, but I guess they do. And you might still be wondering, well, what the heck is this? What makes it so good? Well, if you're like my wife, you come into the room and you see me playing it, and you're like, what are you playing and why? Okay, well, Stardew Valley is an indie farming simulation role-playing video game developed by Concerned Ape and published by Chucklefish Games. I've heard many people reference a game called Harvest Moon, and Stardew kind of has the reputation as the spiritual successor to Harvest Moon. In fact, if you Google Harvest Moon, the game, the description is almost identical. Farm simulation role-playing game. It was developed for the Super NES, and it was released in North America in 1997, previously Japan in 1996 before that. So the story goes that you inherit a farm from your dying grandfather. And also, his wish is that if you ever get tired of this corporate grind that you find yourself in, he wants you to set out and become a farmer, just like he did. And that's just what happens. Some years later, you're sitting in your cubicle, working for the evil Walmart, Jojo Mart in this case, and you make this decision to take your grandfather's advice. Now, when you arrive at your farm, it's in complete disarray. It's overgrown, it's a mess, basically. And you'll spend the first day and a half maybe, cleaning out a little spot so that you can plant your first garden. You get some free seeds to start off the game. And here's where the game really shines. From there on, it's completely open-ended. You could spend very little time farming or all your time farming. And it's a min-maxer's dream game, in a way, because it's very easy to figure out the optimal crops for every season and really try to maximize your profits as best you can. But you could also do almost nothing but fish, or forage, or mine, or you could just walk around giving people gifts and building relationships with the townfolk. You need to watch the calendar, by the way, so that you don't miss any birthdays. You could start a brewery, or a winery, or sell mayonnaise, or cheese, or pickled vegetables and jellies. The options are almost feel endless, and you can choose to do a bit of everything, which is what I'm doing. But I can definitely see myself specializing in one particular area once everything is unlocked. Stardew gives you 4 seasons, with each season having 29 days. And for some frame of reference on how much game that is, at about 40 hours I still wasn't even done with the first year. And I already had a quest for the end of my 3rd year, so there's a lot of game left to go. And when you consider that the game only costs $14.99 on Steam, I think that's a great deal. Now, I realize that mileage may vary. If you tire yourself out chopping wood all morning, and you don't eat anything to replenish your stamina, and you just want to advance the days as fast as possible, you can have a short day if you want, which would in turn give you a short month and a short year. Each month will also have 2 special events. There'll be ceremonies, dances, festivals, or just cool events for you to go and see and experience. Sometimes you'll need to prepare something for the event to show off your talents and what you produce. Or sometimes it's just show up and hang out, talk to people, and watch a cool thing. It's important to build relationships with the people because one of the biggest features is the ability to marry whoever you want, as long as they're single. You can marry a male or female if you wanted. It's no big deal. And eventually, I haven't done this, unlocked this part of the game, but I've seen it on stream. That person moves into your home and you can have a child. Now, the reason why I said relationships are important with everybody is because even the person that you're trying to date still is connected to somebody else in the game. And, like, for instance, I had gotten rather friendly with a girl named Maru in the game. Her dad had a big chat with me one day, letting me know not to ruin his daughter's future. I mentioned quests earlier, and they come in a variety of different ways. There's a message board in town that posts for help wanted, or you can get stuff in the mail sometimes, or people will just show up at your door oftentimes. And for the most part, they're optional, but they pay well and they help you level your skills and they make people happy. So it's win-win all around. You have 5 skills to level: farming, mining, foraging, fishing, and combat. And although you never see how much experience you're gaining from each little thing you do, it becomes obvious when you sleep at night. After like a heavy day of fishing, you'll gain a level in fishing. And with each level, you'll unlock a new crafting recipe related to that skill, which will open up more options for things to do in other skills. And at levels 5 and 10, you'll unlock a path for a specialization, which adds a nice bit of replayability in my opinion. Combat can be a little bit basic at times. You get a slash with your left mouse and a block with your right mouse. And I didn't discover the block until way into the game. It probably would have been a little helpful. Still, the mobs and monsters can be a little bit of a challenge sometimes, especially if you get ganged up on. And really, if you've chosen a poor weapon. In this clip, I had a level 9 knife, which was a major upgrade over my level 4 sword, or so I thought. But it turned out to be hot garbage, and combined with my bad play, ended in a death. I really love the way mobs will move to flank you, or a bat or a ghost will try to fly irregularly to throw you off. I think it's really well programmed AI for what it is. Now, I need to spend a little time talking about the best part of the game, which is the fishing. I love fishing in games. I was the guy who would max fishing on all my WoW characters. It's just relaxing and fun. You could throw on a podcast or whatever and just fish. And the setting is a coastal town, so you have access to the ocean, and there's several streams and lakes, and there's a huge variety of fish. The type of fish you'll catch on any given time depends on the time of day, or even there's rain or the season that you're in. And when you cast out and you hook a fish, you get a little mini game that pops up. And it basically consists of trying to keep this fish parallel or inside this little green bar that you control. And the bar doesn't react as fast as you might like, and there's a bit of delay with the physics, and it'll bounce off the bottom and all this stuff. It's kind of a pain at first, but once you get it, it's pretty easy. And you even get an occasional chance at some extra loot. You might get an artifact or something that you can turn into the museum and get a prize. I never hesitate to go fishing when I have the time. It's a lot of fun. Just like with your character progression, your items and tools and farm buildings will also progress throughout the game. As you become more wealthy, you purchase new things or upgrade things. This will assist you in removing larger objects from the farm, or simply making it easier to water your crops every day. Yes, unfortunately your crops need to be watered every day, but don't worry, you can build sprinklers and stuff to do it for you if you don't want to do it. Overall, I really enjoy Stardew Valley. I couldn't recommend it enough, to be honest. It has a real one more day feel to it, just like a Civilization game has just a one more turn feel to it, if that makes any sense. And it's just one of those things where you look up and you meant to stop playing 4 hours ago and you don't know where the time went. If I could come up with one complaint for the game, it would be that if you build too big, too fast, you're going to have a bad time. You're going to be wasting so much time with your crops every day that you're not going to have any time for anything else. But it's a feature of the game. It's not really a bug, and it's more of my problem. It's starting to wear on me a little bit, I think, how big I built in some, like, not in these clips, but later on in some of my other clips that aren't going to make it into this video. I've got like 3 big fields, and just watering them every day is a pain in the butt. And I still got the chickens and the cows to take care of. I haven't even unlocked ducks or sheep or any of the other animals that I'm going to need to have to get everything if I want to have everything. If you've made it this far, thank you very much. If you have any suggestions on games I should play or videos that I should do, or any suggestions on how to get better at making videos too, I'm open. I'm brand new to this. I really appreciate any feedback you can give me. And let's see. I stream on Twitch at 8:30 Central Time, which would be 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific, and if you're a dirty mountaineer, I guess it's like 7:30. And I'm currently trying to raise money for St. Jude's Children's Hospital. I'd like, if you could help me out with that, that'd be great. And what else? Let's see. I think that's about it. If you have any hints or a good way to beat Abigail at this egg hunt, I'd really appreciate it, because I lose every time. And from what I can tell, she's a dirty liar and a cheater. So, with that said, have a great day. Thank you. Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.